Hey guys, welcome to the Intro to Nutrition webinar. My name is Miranda and I am a health and fitness coach, a mom of four, a wife of almost 17 years, an entrepreneur, an author of an ebook called 21 and Done Lifestyle Makeover, and a shopaholic, self-proclaimed shopaholic. I like to read, I like to do things with my family, and I'm really just the fit girl next door. Normal person, busy life. And I know you're busy, so I don't want to keep you any longer than necessary tonight. And I want to deliver some amazing content to help you live a better life, a more healthy, fulfilling life, all while juggling the many things that you have to do on your to-do list. And for me, that all started with getting my head wrapped around clean eating and nutrition. And honestly, you all know you should work out and drink water and eat healthy. But when it comes down to it, in almost 4 years of health and fitness coaching and about 5 years of my own fitness journey, I have discovered that food is the most confusing and biggest obstacle for people when it comes to getting results. So by the end of tonight's webinar, I want to equip you with knowledge and tools and action items that you can start applying tomorrow morning as soon as you get up that will literally change your life. The things that are easy to do are also easy not to do. So the first thing that I want you guys to do is make sure that you've got some pencil or pen and paper out that you can take notes on the things that I'm going to share with you tonight. So while you're gathering up those materials, let me tell you just a little bit more about my story. For those of you who already follow me on social media, on Instagram or on my Miranda Fresh and Fit Facebook page, or perhaps even on my profile page as a friend or family member, you probably know a little bit of this already, but there's a lot of new people on this webinar tonight who have no idea who I am. So I'm just going to give you a quick background. I am a former college English teacher. I have my master's degree in interdisciplinary studies. I was a big nerd. I was trained in English, history, philosophy, and political theory. So how in the world did I end up being in the health and fitness industry? Well, I finished my master's degree in May of 2007. Had big plans to go to work, teaching at a junior college and work on my PhD and write. I was so excited to be done with my education. I had 3 children while I was working on my bachelor's and master's degrees, and it was my moment to get out there and do something for me. So, big things happen that can completely change the course of your life in the blink of an eye. That summer, my daughter started showing some odd behaviors and facial expressions and really just quirky things going on with her. And in July of that same year, she was diagnosed with a very large brain tumor at the age of 4. Devastating, doesn't even begin to describe what that moment was for us. It really changed the course of my life, changed my plans, it changed who I am, honestly. I began a complete metamorphosis at that moment. And I never, ever would have thought anything good could come of that devastating news. The purpose of this call tonight is to continue making what we have been through as a family something that adds value to others, so that Sophie's diagnosis and struggle and suffering is not in vain. That I can pay forward the many, many kindnesses shown to us through her illness to people who need a story of hope. To know that whatever bad thing or struggle that you've been through is not the end. It can be just the beginning of who you are. So I promised you earlier, I did a video that I shared with you guys, and I told you I was going to get a little more vulnerable and real and raw with you. A lot of what I do on social media to help you guys is posting recipes or reminders to get your workout done, reminders to drink your water, and to share a little bit of my own life and my own journey with you. And tonight, I really wanted to take that just a little deeper and give you some insight into why I'm doing this, and also equip you with information and skills that you need. I told you guys earlier that there were two moments in my life when I literally hit my knees in prayer. I was raised in a church. My parents were always believers. I was raised singing Jesus Loves Me, and I always knew that I had a faith, but it was never real to me until I desperately cried out to the Lord on the behalf of my daughter, who I thought I could lose. After her initial diagnosis, we were taken immediately by ambulance to Children's Medical Center in Dallas, where they started doing their own testing and MRIs and whatnot. And that all happened on a Friday. So Monday morning, I'll never forget, we had a meeting with the neurosurgeons. And as I sat there in the dark room, they had the lights off so that we could see the MRI images on a computer screen. And the neurosurgeon started showing us the tumor in my daughter's brain and describing the dimensions and the size. And I'm sitting there looking at this picture, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. That's my child. That's my little girl. And what's going to happen to her? And I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. I couldn't even hear what they were saying. All I could think of is, what's going to happen to her? Is she going to be okay? It still makes me get choked up just thinking about that moment when it was first real to me. And my husband and I walked out of that room, and I could hardly feel my legs. I thought I was going to be sick. There was a bathroom right around the corner, and I went into the bathroom and literally collapsed on the floor. I told myself I wouldn't cry. I literally got on my knees, and I begged God for her life. I said, just let her be okay. Preserve her down to every cell, every neuron, every body system. Just preserve her, God. Keep her whole, keep her healthy, keep her mind, keep her here with me. Don't take her. Let her be okay. And something in me changed in that moment. And, as a parent, of course, you would do anything for your child. And I promised God that if he would just allow her to be okay, that I would do whatever he needed me to do forever, that I would be forever indebted to his service. And I had no idea what that would mean in that moment, but I just wanted my little girl to be okay. And on my knees, desperation, grief, agony at what she was about to face with brain surgery. We had no idea if it was malignant or would require chemotherapy or radiation. We had no idea. All I knew is that I was terrified. And something changes in you when you face a moment like that. I know a lot of you have had moments like that. Suffering is not, it's universal. We've all faced it. So fast forward a couple of years later, multiple failed chemotherapy regimens. Her tumor continued to grow even after surgeries and chemotherapy. And at some point, we were led to take her to an alternative treatment facility. And long story short, we had to do a lot of fundraising to get there. And after 6 weeks of therapy, her MRI came back that the tumor had shrunk for the first time ever. And I couldn't even believe it. She had had MRIs every month and a half, every 2 months for a very long time. And it was always, well, it's grown again, or it's more enhanced, or We're concerned about some swelling and some fluid, and her ventricles are enlarged and whatnot. And so to get that news that her tumor had shrunk for the first time, once again, I hit my knees. The second time in my life, I actually got down on my knees and looked up and just sobbing, thanked God for her life, and that there was hope, and that she was going to be okay. I just knew it. He promised me that she would be okay, and I knew it deep down in my bones. So I didn't care anymore at that point about trying to be a teacher or trying to get my PhD. My whole world was trying to protect my child and bring her healing. She did get better. She had radiation. She was stable. And since then, her tumor has continued to shrink or show no change. And that has been 7.5 years ago that she was diagnosed. And she finished treatments in June of 2010 with radiation. And since then, we've had good reports and good scans and good news. She does have a lot of late effects with hormones and things like that. But as far as her life being in danger, she is on the up and up and doing very well. So you think that's the end of the story, right? June of 2010, we finished with everything, thinking life was going to be great. I did go back to school and take a couple of classes to finish out my teaching certificate, thinking, well, instead of going the college route, teaching college, I'll just teach public school and be on the same schedule as my kids, and I'll finally work. I'll finally get a job at work. So I enrolled, and you're not even going to believe this, those of you that don't know my story, but then through a series of checkups and weird appointments for my husband, we found out that he also had cancer. He had a malignant thymoma in his chest, which led us to discover he had thyroid cancer. When he was in the hospital having his thyroid removed, the doctor looked at his big, large hands and large facial features and said, I think you have acromegaly. We need an MRI to check you for a pituitary tumor. And he did have one, brain tumor. So another 6 months for him with surgeries, and he also is doing well and is okay. Lots of hormonal issues for him too. But everybody's doing okay. Long story short, guys, that is my driving force for why I do what I do. Why I'm on here tonight at 9:13 in the evening talking to you is because I have seen with my own eyes, and I have felt with my own heart, and I have held in my own hands a sick child, a sick husband, and I have seen what cancer does, what chemotherapy does, what brain surgery does. I have seen fear and suffering and a look of wonder in patients' faces. Am I going to be okay? And I have seen the weary looks of caregivers who are of course out of love taking care of their sick loved one, but it's draining, it's exhausting, and I have seen that, and I've walked that, and I've lived that. And it is now the mission of my life to make sure everyone who crosses paths with me knows that you can prevent disease. We can do something about the horrific quality of our food supply in this country. There are things that can be done through knowledge and education to keep you from having to suffer from cancer, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, high cholesterol, obesity, and all the related diseases that come with that, depression, anxiety, digestive disorders, you name it. It can be avoided, prevented, or fixed if you just start healing from the inside out. And it is my fervent prayer every single day that God would use me, use my story, use what we have been through to touch somebody's life and make a difference that goes on into their family for generations, to change the legacy of unhealth in America one by one. And yes, I believe that through the power of God, through my story and what we have been through, that is possible. Okay, so I was on an airplane a couple of days ago, and you know how you really don't pay attention to the flight attendants anymore when they talk about how to buckle the seatbelt and how to put on the oxygen mask. And even though I've heard it 1,000 times, I heard it with new ears this time when they tell you to, as a parent, to put the mask on yourself first and then reach over and help your child put on their oxygen mask. Why is that? Well, if you pass out from lack of air, you are of no use to your child, right? So you've got to get oxygen on yourself first before you can then turn and help out your kid, right? Well, it hit me right between the eyes that that's what we as parents, mothers especially, have got to wrap our heads around. That in order to take care of our families, our responsibilities, our to-do list, our volunteer activities, our work, we have to take care of ourselves first. So many of you are tackling everything else on your to-do list, the laundry, the house cleaning, the shopping, the cooking, the running the kids around, making sure everybody else is taken care of, and then you wait to see if you have time left over to exercise, or to take a hot bath, or to sit and just breathe, or to prepare meals that fuel your body in a way that gives you energy to do all that stuff you're out there doing. You put yourself last, and I watch it constantly with moms and dads all the time. And we've got to understand that by getting our exercise higher on the priority list, getting our nutrition taken care of, drinking adequate water, and taking care of ourselves mentally and spiritually, then we can turn and take care of our children the way that they deserve, as an energetic, vital, healthy, vibrant, calm, stress-free as possible parent. Maybe you don't have kids. It still applies to you. There are people in your life that you care about. You cannot be the best you if you're not taking care of you. Okay? So I want to talk to you a little bit tonight about your goals. This is where your pencil and paper really come in handy for you. I want you to number your paper 1 through 5. Okay? 1 through 5. And I want you to write down the answer to these questions that I'm about to ask you. Okay? What do you want to accomplish with your health? That's number 1. What do you want to accomplish with your health? Be very specific. Do not just write down lose weight, tone up. No, you have to be specific. You need to write down the exact number of pounds that you need to lose. Even if you don't think it's possible, how much do you need to lose? Is it 50 pounds? Is it 100 pounds? Is it 150 pounds? Is it 10 pounds? Be very specific about how much weight you need to lose in order to be healthy. Maybe you're someone that doesn't need to lose weight. Maybe you need to gain weight. Okay? Write down what it is you need to accomplish with your health. Okay? Do you need to quit smoking? Do you have a Diet Coke habit that you know you need to kick? Are you a sugar addict? Yes, that is a real thing. What do you need to accomplish with your health? Be specific. Number 2, why? Why do you need to accomplish the thing you wrote down for number 1? Why do you need to do that? Why are you on this webinar right now? Something deep down in your soul is crying out for action, for change, for hope. Something in you has you reaching out for help, for information, for education, for accountability, for support. Why? What is it deep down in you that has you on here right now? This past Monday, I attended the funeral of my grandfather, who was in his late 80s. He did live a long life. He died a happy man with family all around him who loved and cared about him. But his cause of death was cardiopulmonary disease, also known as COPD. He was a smoker for most of his life, and his lungs literally wore out. They wore out. They were damaged. They could not sustain his life any longer. His heart was weak. It was having to work so hard just to pump blood through his body that he was burning so many calories. He literally was just losing weight like crazy. Had he not been a smoker, he may have lived another 5 or 10 years. We don't know. But part of what needed to change for him was focusing on his health, right? So maybe for you, you have watched someone you love suffer or even die from a disease that you want to avoid or sidestep or prevent. Maybe you have a legacy of obesity and type 2 diabetes in your family that has caused so much harm and damage physically, emotionally, spiritually to the family that you don't want that for the children. You want to change it. Maybe you're just tired of walking past the mirror and hating what you see and how you feel. There is a vanity aspect to this. You should be able to walk past a mirror and smile at yourself and say, hey, you, good job. Good work. I'm proud of you. You should be able to feel that. So think about why you're on here right now and why you want to accomplish what you wrote down for number 1. All right, number 3. What would it feel like if you did accomplish that? So just close your eyes for a minute and imagine yourself 20 pounds lighter, 50 pounds lighter, with muscle tone, strength, energy, confidence, pride, hope, to be free of worry about obesity or diabetes or heart disease. To have that burden and that worry lifted from you. What does that feel like? What does it feel like to go swimsuit shopping and actually enjoy it and have fun with it? Wow, can you imagine that? What does it feel like to walk into a room on your husband's arm and not worry that he's ashamed or you feel like you're not good enough for him? Or guys, what would it feel like to you to strut across the deck towards the lake and jump in and think, look, baby, look at your hot husband over here. What would that feel like to you to accomplish that? What would it mean to you to walk past the mirror and give yourself the thumbs up? Be like, hey, good work. What if you could do that? What if you could accomplish that? What if your children didn't have to face the things that you had faced, the food addiction, the sugar addiction, the Diet Coke addiction? What if you could keep your kids from having to even deal with that by teaching them now how to eat healthy and how to exercise? What would that feel like to you? What would that mean to you to accomplish those things? Number 4, and this is something only you can answer. What are you willing to do about it? Are you willing to just write it down on this piece of paper and, oh, that was fun. That was a really great call, Miranda. You're a great speaker and teacher. Keep doing what you're doing. Is that enough? No. What are you willing to do to achieve what you know you have to achieve? What are you willing to do about that? Number 5, what is your time frame? What's your deadline? Is it your 25th birthday, your 30th birthday, your 20-year high school reunion, your 20th wedding anniversary, the birth of your first grandchild, your retirement? What's your deadline? 2 months, 6 months, a year? Put a date on it. Even if you have so much self-doubt that you can't even bring yourself to write it down anyway. Push that doubt aside, push the fear aside. Do not let that voice in your head that's saying, you can't do that. Who do you think you are? You have failed 100,000 times. Don't listen to that. This is going to be different. Give yourself a time frame. Write it down. Put a date on it. Yes, you can. All right, so now I'm going to call you to action. Here's what we're actually going to do, okay? Take notes. I'm going to teach you in a few simple steps how to eat to live rather than live to eat. So here's the stuff that you need to be able to start tomorrow morning, okay? 3 simple steps. Step number 1, it's all about your perspective. Write this down. Food is fuel. You would not go out to your gas tank of your car and stuff it with marshmallows and expect it to start in the morning and get you anywhere. And yet we do that to our bodies all the time. We fill our bodies full of stuff that our bodies can't even use for energy because of how they taste in our mouth. Think about what your food does once it leaves your mouth. Think about it as fuel. It's got a job to do in your body. So change your perspective about food. Really good, healthy food prepared well tastes amazing. It tastes way better than that McDonald's cheeseburger that is not really even a cheeseburger, okay? It tastes way better than that. You just need to get your perspective straight that food is fuel. And you've got to fuel your body properly if you want it to do amazing things. Your body is a temple for your soul. Treat it accordingly. It houses you, the essence of you, your heart, your talents, your gifts, your passions, your love. Treat your body with value by understanding that food is fuel. So change your perspective. That's step 1. Change your perspective and realize that food is fuel for your body that houses your soul. Step 2, you've got to know your why. We just went over 5 steps to help you figure that out. Know what your why is. Really, when you get down to it, your why should make you cry. It really should. Just like retelling you the story about getting on my knees in prayer for my daughter's life made me cry. Thinking about my grandfather who lost years of his life because of COPD, that makes me cry. It makes me want to work harder and work smarter and share my passion more eloquently with more people as much as I can. Makes me want to make a difference in my own life and in yours. So what's your why? You've got to know it. You've got to own it. And you have to keep it in front of you all the time. So that when life gets busy and you get distracted from your goals, you can always come back to your why and keep going. And keep going. And keep going. Step 3. Here's the how. Okay? Here's the how of eating to live rather than living to eat. You got to identify your temptations and get rid of them. Personally, for me, if there is any kind of cake or brownies or cookies or ice cream in my house, I will eat it. I do not have enough self-discipline to stay out of it. I will eat it. So instead of keeping that kind of stuff around, I keep like little mini chocolate chips because I can get like a teaspoon of those and eat them one by one. And it's actually in my meal plan that I'll give you guys if you work with me, to have chocolate, to have some red wine, to have treats and snacks that are healthy for you, but yet satisfy that sweet tooth. But you've got to know what your temptations are and just stop buying them. You don't have to go and throw everything in your pantry out. Just stop buying it. When your kids ask, where's the Captain Crunch? Where's the Oreos? You just simply say, oh, those weren't on the list this week. Nothing else. You don't want them to feel deprived or hate you or be resentful of what you're doing. So just simply say, it wasn't on the list this week. Yeah, we'll have to see about that next time. Just stop buying it. You got to prepare ahead of time. One of the things I teach you in my challenge groups is how to meal prep. And it's very simple. But basically, you just follow a weekly cycle of grocery shopping, meal planning, and meal prepping. And that way you're not caught off guard through the week when life gets busy. And I'll also teach you what to do in a pinch if you haven't meal prepped and you're caught in a bind. I'll teach you how to make the most of that situation. You need to surround yourself with support. Studies show that people who try to make lifestyle changes alone fail 85% of the time. So don't fool yourself into thinking that you have enough willpower to do this on your own. You're really shooting yourself in the foot if you try to do that. That's why I run online accountability and support groups privately on Facebook. They're completely private. Nobody can see what we do in there. But it's really, it just put a bunch of people who are similar, who have similar goals, similar lifestyles, and I coach you guys and teach you and hold you accountable and give you support so you are never alone. Never alone. You've got access to somebody 24/7. You've got me every day coaching you, teaching you, holding you accountable, posting, going, hey, where are you at? Did you do your workout today? How much water have you had? Did you eat good? Come on now. You've got me there for you 24/7, plus other people just like you to help hold you up. And yet you never have to go to the gym. You don't have to go weigh in like they do with Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig. You get to choose what you eat off my meal plan. You've got choices, and you've got a network of support and accountability to help you reach your goals. You have got to set a date and set your goals, and building rewards accordingly. So if your goal is to lose 2 pounds a week for the next month, then 30 days from today, you put it on the calendar. I will have lost 8 pounds by today, and I will reward myself with a manicure and a pedicure, or a round of golf, or lunch with a friend, or I'm going to go buy fresh flowers and put them all over my house. Whatever reward will make you look forward to that day and make you work hard for that goal, build it into your time frame. That's something a lot of people don't do. You've got to reward yourself and plan in a surprise, a treat, a reward for yourself. Very important. You need to understand calories and calorie cycling. If you eat 1,200 calories every day for a month, you're going to send yourself into a plateau. You'll lose weight at first, and then you're going to plateau. So one of the things I teach you is how to eat, how to calorie cycle, how to plan in cheat meals and treat meals. They actually help you continue to lose weight when you have a treat meal or a cheat meal on a weekend. It actually helps keep your metabolism guessing and keeps it running high. And finally, you got to exercise. Nutrition is 80% of any results you're going to get, and the other 20% is exercise. One of the things I'm most proud of that I do in my challenge groups is help you find your soulmate workout. If you hate exercise, there is something out there that you will hate less than what you tried before, I promise. And I have so many different things that I've personally done from boot camp. I taught boot camp for months and months and months. I've done Zumba. I've done kickboxing. I've done Pilates. I've done yoga. I've done almost all the Beachbody at-home programs. So I can tell you about all of them. And the ones I haven't done, I've got people on my team that have done them. So I can tell you about those too. And we will not stop until we find your soulmate workout that you will actually do. Okay? You've got to exercise, but it does not have to be torture. It does not have to be something you hate or dread. And one of my gifts, and I'm not bragging, I'm just telling you, I'm very empathic. So when you work with me, I will ask you a series of questions, and I will send you little short clips, and I will be able to help you figure out the fitness regimen and protocol that's right for you. If you're a social butterfly, I'm going to help you find a live class to go take because you need to be around people, live people, face to face, and I'll help you figure that out. If you're an introvert and you're terrified of those mirrored walls in group fitness classes, we're not even going to go there. I'm going to help you get into a program that you can do at home with the doors locked and shut, and you don't even have to look in a mirror. It's going to be great, and I help you figure that out. So these are some simple steps and tools and actions items that you can do starting tomorrow, okay? Let's just break it down real quick. You need to move for 30 minutes a day. Anything besides walking. Anything besides walking. You know, park further out and just do a light jog into work in the morning. It can be, 2 15-minute segments. Just 30 minutes total a day. You could break it up into 5-minute segments 6 times a day. 30 minutes a day, you need to move and get your heart rate up, okay? You need to do some sort of body resistance training or weightlifting in order to engage your muscles. So you have to incorporate that in there somehow. That's push-ups, pull-ups, that's dumbbells, or even water bottles. You can get water bottles and, do bicep curls. And I can teach you how to do that. So you got to move for 30 minutes a day. It's got to get your heart rate up, and there's got to be some sort of muscle resistance training incorporated with that. You need to drink half your body weight in ounces of water every single day. If you weigh 150 pounds, you need to drink at least 75 ounces of water a day. I drink about double what I need to in water, because the more you drink it, the more you crave it, and your body feels so good when you're well hydrated that you just want more. You want more and more and more, because you feel so much better. You sleep better. You can think more clearly. Dehydration is a chronic problem in our country. It's the source for depression, anxiety, sleeplessness, chronic fatigue, a host of issues, even digestive problems, simply from being dehydrated. So drink half your body weight in water, ounces of water, every single day. Okay, now, my secret weapon is Shakeology. There's nothing else like it on the market, and I'll tell you that as a mom of a cancer patient and wife of a cancer patient. I have researched every nutritional product that's out there. I am very passionate about non-GMO, organic, whole food nutrition with maximum bioavailability. And if all that is Greek to you, it's okay. I have researched it thoroughly as someone with a master's degree and someone who has been mom of a pediatric cancer patient. I am an avid researcher. So I have been out there. I've looked at everything on the market. Nothing compares to Shakeology, and it is my secret weapon for having healthy skin, hair, nails, perfect digestion. There's over 70 superfoods in that product that help to aid in your body getting rid of cancer cells, keeping your blood sugar stable. For me, I have come off any kind of antidepressants that I was on for a while. Depression runs in my family, and when my daughter was sick, it really got a hold of me. And I've been able to come off of those medications and stay off of them, because Shakeology can help with hormone balance as well as neurochemicals. A lot of people even report that they can reverse their type 2 diabetes. It lowers cholesterol. I could go on and on and on. But that is my secret weapon, and everybody that I work with that uses Shakeology gets way better results than those who use something else or don't use anything. Don't be fooled. All protein shakes, all meal replacement shakes are not the same. And that's all I'll say about that. If you have questions, you can message me. Now, what to do next? You've got two choices. You can do nothing, which is what about 30 to 40% of you will do nothing. You'll hear this, you'll go on about your life, and it'll be in the back of your mind, oh, I need to do that, I need to do that, I need to message Miranda, I need to join her challenge groups, I need to let her help me, I need to check in about Shakeology, I need to find out what I can do for exercise. It'll be back there, but you won't take action. Now, you can make that choice to move on with your life and get busy and not do this. Or you can be smart, and you can take the oxygen mask down, and you can put it on yourself and start breathing and start getting healthy and start being filled with energy so that you can turn around to the people in your life who you love, who depend on you, and you can give them air as well. It's really what it boils down to. You've got to value the people in your life that you love enough to take care of yourself. And you can do this. I don't care how many times you have failed, because I've been there. As a mother of 4 children, I gained weight with my pregnancies. I was hopeless. I felt disgusting. I didn't know who I was. And if I can come back from that and regain my abs after 4 kids and go from an extremely tight size 10, I should have been wearing a 12, down to a 2, if I can lose 50 pounds and keep it off and build muscle tone, I promise you, anybody can. Anybody can. And I've coached people that have lost more than 100 pounds. I have people on my team of coaches that have lost over 100 pounds. So it can be done, and you need to have hope. I have a free clean eating challenge that begins this coming Monday. It's completely free. I provide the meal plan. I provide you free workouts through YouTube, and I coach you through 5 days of clean eating to help you just get started. This is completely free. There is nothing you buy unless you want to try Shakeology as a part of this program, risk-free. You order Shakeology and you pay for it, and you have 30 days to try it out. And if it's not for you, you can return it for a full refund, completely risk-free. Or you don't have to do Shakeology. You can just do the free clean eating meal plan. And that's all there is to it. If you want a baby step in, that is a great way to kind of test the waters, see a little bit more about me, get to know me and how I coach these private groups. You're more than welcome to sign up to do that. All you need to do is follow the directions that I'll be posting at my Facebook page for health and fitness. It's www.facebook.com/Miranda Fresh and Fit. You can find me there and follow the directions I'll be posting tonight on how to join that free clean eating group with the risk-free Shakeology offer. That's the baby step way to get into health with me. Now, let's say that you are sick and tired of being sick and tired. You have another choice. You can get into my accelerated results group where we hit the ground running from the get-go. We're going to pick out a fitness program for you to do at home that's based on your goals, that's right for you, your soulmate workout. You will be on Shakeology. You will get access to my ebook that is a devotional and a food guide all in one. It's called 21 and Done Lifestyle Makeover, and I wrote it myself based on my journey and my experience, and I get really excited about it because it is amazing. Just saying. You'll get my Eat Like a Fit Girl meal plan that I use myself. It's how I eat every day. It's how I feed my family. And you'll also get a free t-shirt when you finish your program, and you also have a chance to win money just for sharing your results and giving a review of the program that you chose to do. Again, there's a completely risk-free component to that, because if you buy a program in Shakeology from me and you're not happy with it for any reason, full refund. So, accelerated results group, you get fitness program, Shakeology, a whole bunch of free bonuses from me, and a full refund if it doesn't work out for you, which it will. Or you can baby step in by doing my free clean eating challenge next week and letting me hook you up with some free YouTube workouts. You've got choices, people. Just don't sit back and think about it and never do it. You've got to take action. All right? Let my story be a powerful change for you in your life. I'm not here simply because I'm a health nut or some kind of food freak. I have a burning passion in my heart to change your life. And I won't stop trying as long as you don't. All right, guys. Open live Q&A with me over on my Facebook page right now. You can ask any question that you want. I'll be on there for about the next 15 minutes before I go to bed. And I'll be providing some directions on how you can join one of my 2 groups that I told you about tonight. I love you. I'm here for you. And all I want to do is help you live a healthier, more fulfilling life. And I won't stop if you don't stop. Good night.